I'm First Officer Eric Null. My father's name is John Null. Born and raised in St. Louis, Missouri, and I actually grew up right by St. Louis International Airport, Lambert Field. The new runway that they built when they expanded the airport actually sits right where my house used to be. No question, I'm definitely a pilot because of my father. Well, my father primarily did construction for his means of living, but his passion was flying airplanes. When I was 4 years old, he bought a Cherokee Warrior. I remember as a kid spending every chance I could get going out there with him, and I would sit in the cockpit making airplane noises and pretending to fly, and he would take me flying and let me have the controls. And as a young child, I grew up realizing that that's something that I thought I wanted to do, and I could see the excitement of my father flying airplanes. I could tell that he really wished he could do that as a living instead of what he did, and I think he got to kind of live vicariously through me as I got involved in aviation. I think he was more excited than I was when I got hired here at Southwest. He realized that all my dreams had started to come true when I got hired here. It was July 16th, 2011, and my mother called, and she was hysterical, basically, didn't know what was going on, and found out my dad passed away. And so actually it was fortunate that I was here. I had just jumped on a plane, and I was actually in St. Louis about 2 hours after my dad passed, so pretty actually very fortunate that I worked here, that I could actually jump on a plane and be there that quick. My father's buried right on the approach end of 12 Right, and we fly into St. Louis, especially being a Dallas guy. Almost every other day we leave Dallas, and when we're flying in there, it's just right off the side. And when you're in the cemetery, Southwest planes are constantly flying overhead. Even during the actual burial, there were Southwest planes overhead, and you know, you look up and see the red bellies, and it kind of put a warm place in my heart. But as a pilot, you know, I kind of glance out and I see the graveyard every time as we go through St. Louis, and I know that it's a place my father would have loved. I don't know if he had thought about it. Now that he is buried there, I know that, you know, that's the place where he'd want to be. I'm definitely no different than anybody else. We all love our fathers, and those of us that are our fathers realize the importance and the amount of time and effort it takes to raise a family. I think Father's Day is a great time to reflect, and I spent a lot of time with my father, but I wish, you know, could always get a little bit more of that back. You know, time is really short, and you never know. So, yeah, definitely give your father a hug and tell him you love him. Same for your kids.